think if Canelo was using the jab effectively, hard, the guy wouldn't have been able to come in because the guy was coming in because he wasn't worried about Canelo's jab. So he got more aggressive and he got brave. If he's not jabbing, he has no defense. If he's not going to jab, the guy's going to walk right in on him like he did. Next fight, use your jab, different fight. Well, he was really basic, you know.
I think it's the wrong move, but he couldn't handle a 154-pounder the way that he was handling everybody else before. And Madrimov is not Canelo. Canelo's been used to fighting all the bigger guys and has done very well with the bigger guys.
Go back in the 60s? Yeah, well listen, Canelo is big. And shout out to Crawford stepping up. But does Crawford have to be worried about more things than just boxing?
Mike Tyson praised Canelo Alvarez and broke down why his style is so dangerous. According to Tyson, Canelo's sharp timing and explosive power are designed to break opponents down round after round. He warned that Terence Crawford is walking into dangerous territory against a fighter this precise and destructive. Tyson even predicted that Canelo could knock Crawford out, saying Alvarez's skill set is simply on another level.
Plant's going to outbox Canelo Alvarez, Mike.
No.
No, he's going to get so
He's a friend of ours, so I hope he...
Look how pretty
he's your friend. You're going to his funeral.
Pretty. He's white. He can box. He's slick.
He look like some Floyd Mayweather shit.
Look at him. Look at him. Slick.
Wait till that motherfucker start hitting that body.
Yeah.
Alvarez hit that motherfucker body.
Yeah. Look how slick. Mike, look how slick he is.
Oh, he's going to get...
Caleb buried his daughter when she was 2 years old.
Yeah.
He's got that killer attitude.
This is some bullshit, Caleb, your white ass. Woo!
Again, that's part of the marketability.
Oh yeah, that's
the
cool.
complexion is white. It's not. You're not used to seeing somebody like that
do
that well.
He got the complexion for the protection, but he's gonna be in some shit. This Mexican.
Bill Haney sees this fight as one of those rare moments when two once-in-a-generation talents meet. He believes both men are already all-time greats, which makes choosing between them nearly impossible until they step in the ring. Canelo has proven himself across multiple weight classes, adapting to every style in front of him. Crawford, on the other hand, has risen through divisions unbeaten, showcasing surgical skills and flawless technique. Haney says this matchup could change how legacies are remembered.
Canelo Crawford, what's your breakdown of the fight?
Huh?
Canelo against Crawford, what's your breakdown?
Man, when you talking about these big fights, you whispering. You you said Canelo and Crawford.
Yeah.
Man, come on, man, that's the biggest fight, you know what I mean, in boxing right now. Canelo and Crawford. Crawford stepping up. Man, it's so big, you got Muhammad over there saying something about it. That's how big it is. He came off the bench from the 60s, right, Muhammad? You go back in the 60s? Yeah, well, listen, Canelo is big. And shout out to Crawford stepping up. But does Crawford have to be worried about more things than just boxing? Absolutely.
Let's go.
I didn't say he has to do any accusing, nor we would do that, but I'm saying is, let's worry. If you watch what happened to Devin just came out and said the damage is done after the fight. You can never go and repair that. So let's be cautious, let's be prepared, and at the very least, join 365 VADA, 365 drug testing like Devin is doing. Shut up.
Mike Tyson did not sugarcoat his thoughts about Crawford's chances. Standing beside Canelo at a press conference, Tyson flat out said Crawford is too small to compete at this weight. Fans might admire courage and ambition, but Tyson reminded everyone that size matters in boxing. Coming from one of the most feared heavyweights ever, his words carried weight. He knows better than most how much natural size and strength can dictate a fight.
Mike Tyson, he says that this is a fight that nobody calls for. It's just simply too much of a size difference. Shannon Briggs is the believer in styles make fights, skill set, and the skill set of Canelo Alvarez versus the skill set of Terence Crawford favors the skill set of Terence Crawford, not only just to win, but to possibly stop Canelo Alvarez for the first time in his career. Now, Canelo Alvarez is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Terence Crawford is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Terence Crawford is 4-division champion, undefeated, 2-division undisputed champion.
Trainer Abel Sanchez, who guided Gennady Golovkin in his prime, voiced serious doubts about Crawford's move up. He pointed to boxing history, where jumping weight classes has always come with major risks. Sanchez reminded fans that even Dmitry Bivol, a natural light heavyweight, had to dig deep to beat Canelo. Crawford has never fought at this size, making the challenge even greater. Sanchez stressed that talent alone cannot erase physical disadvantages, and Crawford must prove he can carry extra weight against a fighter built for this division.
Valid Hall of Famer. I just think that moving up in weight without having fights to merit that, I think it's the wrong move. But he couldn't handle a 154-pounder the way that he was handling everybody else before, and Madrimov is not Canelo. Canelo's been used to fighting all the bigger guys and has done very well with the bigger guys. Nobody's hurt him. I mean, he's fought the biggest punch. He fought Gennady. Come on, he fought Gennady twice, really the good fights, and then Bivol couldn't. Bivol hit him with everything and couldn't hurt him. So how's Terrence gonna do that? I don't think he can. I see Canelo going away maybe in a 16-12, 17-13 kind of fight. The first 3 or 4 rounds will be difficult for Canelo, or a little harder for Canelo because of the speed. But once he just like when Golovkin fought Kell Brook, the first 3 or 4 rounds where Kell was fast. But Terrence is going to expose himself when he throws his punches, and Canelo's going to finally get this timing down, and I think we'll be able to control the fight.
Showbiz, the adult, admitted he is rooting for Crawford, but could not ignore the reality of the matchup. He explained that emotion has no place in boxing predictions. Skills aside, the numbers tilt in Canelo's favor when size, weight, and experience are considered. Showbiz said this is what makes analyzing boxing so tough. Fans may hope for one outcome, but the facts often tell a different story.
People forget Canelo got skipped. We're going to talk about that. No. As a Bud fan, I would love for him to have a tune-up. I agree. Yeah. Listen, I want Bud to win, but because I'm too old. We're talking about age. I'm too old to think something's going to happen because I really, really want it. I've been living on this earth for too long to start believing that shit. I felt that way at 9 years old. But shit don't happen because I just really, really want it. I can't say it. Let me see. You got to play the Damon Wayans smart clip. Yeah, you're right. Yes. Let me see. Do people really believe Bud is going to stop or knock out Canelo? Yes, they do. Name the last boxer to do that. They believe it, brother.
Coach Dion Elam had no hesitation in picking Canelo to win. He highlighted Canelo's history of fighting and sparring against much bigger men and surviving their power. Elam noted that Canelo has taken heavy shots from larger opponents and still pressed forward, proving his toughness. Crawford, for all his brilliance, has never been tested like that. Elam argued that durability against bigger fighters is just as important as skill, and in that department, Canelo has already shown his strength.
How do you see it ending?
Canelo is still one of my favorite active fighters. A lot of people are going to judge and say things about his last fight. I understand he didn't cut the ring, all these different things. I think everything will be the intensity. Everything is going to pick up because it's being Crawford. And I think Crawford, I know he's definitely not going to box like that, dancing around, moving around. He's going to move his feet. I think Canelo wins the fight. I think the weight does play a factor by him coming up, putting on all that weight. Canelo's been up there. He's been in the ring with serious punchers before and been hit clean by those guys, clean on the chin, didn't budge, didn't break. I don't see Crawford having that type of punching power like what was it, Bivol, Triple G, guys like that. So I think that for me, I think if Canelo has to, Crawford has to box and not care to want a crowd please. He has to stick and move. If he sits there too long with Canelo, I think Canelo, his defense is great. He'll be able to withstand it and take him in deep waters and win the fight.
Besides being a boxing coach, you're an expert in strength and conditioning.
Yes, sir.
Crawford never fought more than 154. Mm-hmm. Do you think bulking up, obviously he's bulking up, we're seeing the picture, he's moving up from 147, 54, 60, 68, he's going to gain 15, 20, 30 pounds.
For sure.
Will that slow him down by around 5, 6, 7? The heart, the muscle, the oxygen you take. If your body's not used to fighting it at that size, it doesn't not make a difference.
It depends on what type of strength and conditioning you're doing too, though. So when you do explosive stuff and things like that, plyometrics is different. But he has to bulk up, so he has to lift a little bit of weight. I'm pretty sure he has people with the knowledge and the proper money that he has to get the right people to do the right things. But I still think that putting on that much muscle mass is going to be effective when it comes to, like you said, the oxygen to the blood.
So he could gas out halfway through, or maybe stay at the lower weight class. Don't bulk up and just be yourself.
Yeah, true. But I think because this fight is at what, 68?
But Canelo's not gonna be 168 on fight night.
Hell no, he's gonna be almost like 180 something, probably almost 90 something. So that's gonna be a difference. That's almost like when Canelo fought Belanga. He was like, what? He had to be like damn near 200 pounds.
Trainer Robert Garcia raised concerns about Crawford's preparation. He explained that gaining too much weight too quickly can drain a fighter of natural speed and sharpness. Since Crawford relies on timing and reflexes, losing those could be costly. Garcia also pushed back against comparisons to Floyd Mayweather, pointing out that Mayweather never took reckless jumps in weight. In his view, Crawford is taking on a natural super middleweight who carries knockout power. For Garcia, ambition without balance could weaken one of Crawford's best advantages.
Look, with Crawford, I think gaining too much weight and too much muscle might affect them. If they're thinking of surviving and being able to take a punch and being able to go rounds, then they're trying to maybe go the distance and they'll be happy with that. But I think Crawford's natural talent, Mayweather had it. You know, you guys were just mentioning right now that Mayweather never needed to gain weight and never needed to be heavy to be able to beat those bigger guys. I think Crawford's skills, we give Crawford a chance because we know how good he is, how, you know, his skills, his speed, his combinations. But if he's gaining so much weight, he might not be able to do those. He might not be able to have those same skills when it comes to his speed, his footwork, because of the weight. So we'll see. You know, I just hope he's not just training and getting big to survive and go the distance, because maybe that's a win for him. Maybe he's thinking, if I go the distance with him, that's a big win for me. So, you know, I just hope not. I expect Crawford to actually pull up some runs and maybe even pull up the fight. But if he's too heavy, too big, he's gonna get hit, and he's gonna have to exchange punches, and that's where the danger comes in.
Some fans feared this fight could follow the same path as Mayweather versus Pacquiao. That bout was built up for years, but delivered a cautious chess match that disappointed many. There is concern that Canelo and Crawford could do the same, with Crawford avoiding exchanges against the bigger man, and Canelo holding back to avoid counters. If that happens, the hype could outweigh the action, leaving fans frustrated again. Boxing cannot afford another mega fight that under-delivers.
Right now, boxing is hanging on a thread. If Canelo Alvarez and Terence Bud Crawford pulls a Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather, there's no turning back. In this side of the pond, boxing is dead. Look, a lot of things is going to Saudi Arabia. David Benavidez, one of the phenoms in the sport of boxing, going to be performing in Saudi Arabia. Devin Haney going to be performing in Saudi Arabia. Just put this. Jerome Boots Ennis versus Virgil Ortiz, if it would have came to fruition, was going to happen in Saudi Arabia. Boots Ennis, and Tio could have happened in Saudi Arabia. Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia was going to happen in Saudi Arabia. So a lot of these big fight that it was planned was not going to be here. It's not going to be here. So for networks to trust the sport of boxing once again, this fight between Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Bud Crawford, whoever you pick, whoever you support, is more than just wins and losses. Doesn't matter. The fight has to win. Doesn't matter if Canelo Alvarez, doesn't matter if Terence Bud Crawford win, lose. The fight has to win. Just like when it was Hagler versus Hearns on a Monday, prime time. Prime time. That was a fight on a Monday, prime time, free TV. They put up a wonderful performance to this day. People still remember, and it was only 3 rounds. Canelo Alvarez and Terence Bud Crawford, they better show out and entertain. Because if they lay an egg, boxing is dead.
Former champion Chris Algieri gave his perspective by drawing from personal experience. He explained that moving up in size changes everything. Fighters slow down, timing gets harder, and extra weight does not always equal more power. Algieri believes Crawford's skills will still be world-class, but the extra pounds could hurt him in the later rounds. Fatigue and slower movement could make the fight much tougher than people expect.
Crawford is Terrence Crawford. But John Ruiz is not Canelo Alvarez. So that's another aspect of that comparison. And yes, to exactly what the champ said, exactly what Abel Sanchez said, you're going to put on weight. You're going to be a different fighter. And I can say this even as a fighter as myself, as I've gotten heavier in my retirement, I try and move around the gym, it just feels different. And even when you start camp, you feel different in the beginning than you do at the end. But listen, we're still 4 or 5 weeks away. I don't know exactly what Terrence is weighing right now. And even if he does say what he weighs, man, he's gone out there and said he's weighed, all types of crazy numbers just to get media to respond. So it's really not really going to know until the fight and we see these guys next to each other. He might look bigger right now, but he might not be that heavy. He might still be in the range that these guys are targeting for the fight itself. But I will say this, if you look at it historically, Floyd Mayweather, when he fought Canelo Alvarez, Floyd was 36 years old. Canelo was a young man. I think he was 21 or something like that, or 23, under 23, whatever the case may be. Floyd came in how Floyd always comes in. He didn't try to put on weight for that fight. I think he came in 150 pounds, like he always did in his big fights, and even at 36 years old. And it was his speed, it was his technical proficiency, it was his skill and his jab, which is what gave Canelo fits all night long and eventually why he lost 11 rounds to 1. So I don't know that Crawford really needs to be packing on this muscle. And I have actually argued in my own head. I'm like, yeah, but he's older. He's not Floyd. Floyd was 36 when they fought.
Fred Jenkins Jr. brushed aside height as a key factor, but said weight is the real issue. He explained that Canelo is naturally built for his size, while Crawford is forcing his body to adjust. That adjustment could take away stamina and fluidity in ways that statistics do not show. Jenkins believes Crawford's biggest challenge is not just facing a bigger man, but learning how to perform at a weight that is unnatural for him. Whether he can do that may decide the fight.
It was good to Canelo. I'm pretty sure Crawford is studying and watched. His team and them is watching. And yes, they're really not like, you would say bigger because of the weight, but they're actually like, how about that? Same height?
I think Crawford might be a little taller.
Yeah, but let's see, Canelo might be wider in mass, but you got to also add the fact that, Crawford was a wrestler. People keep forgetting that part of it. He's naturally a strong, physical guy, so I like that. I'm going to just watch it as just like a fan because it could go either way. Crawford could outbox him, Canelo catch him, but I like that. I'm going to just watch it as a fan, just to study it, that's all.
Trainer Rob Acosta stepped in to defend Crawford against critics who questioned his recent weight gain. Some doubters hinted at performance-enhancing methods, but Acosta dismissed those claims. He credited Crawford's discipline, diet, and training as the reasons behind his transformation. Acosta stressed that Crawford's work ethic has always been elite, and his physical changes are a result of commitment, not shortcuts. He reminded fans that preparing for a fight of this scale demands extreme sacrifice, and Crawford has never been one to cut corners.
Crawford, okay. PEDs. You've been hearing a lot about Terrence Crawford and Victor Conte as of late. And,
I've seen that, yeah.
Little people are making accusations, people are insinuating that Crawford is indeed doping, and based off of his recent size, and they're not used to Terrence Crawford looking this big. And give me some insight into that. Give me some insight into fighters walk around with PEDs and criticism of the guy that hasn't tested positive versus the guy in the same fight that's tested positive and team has tested positive.
Right. First, I don't think Crawford's taking anything. I don't think he is. I think just the size difference in what he walks around to what he's been looking lately, that is that's just something that possibly, that's how he walks around. Now, Crawford's physique, he's the type of guy that if he becomes heavy, it shows in his face, it shows in the obliques, but he still got abs, he still got definition in his chest. You know what I mean? So he could just possibly just look like that. Now, mind you, there's still a decent amount of time. We're still talking about 4 weeks. So I'm curious to see how either wherever he is, the cut goes, or however low he goes, how it gets constructed on the way up.